Welcome to the RSP Boiler Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. We're going to take a look at DeKalen Metcalf, the wide receiver out of Ole Miss, otherwise known as DK Metcalf. Number 14 at the bottom of the screen here, singled up against this defender on a fade route. We're going to watch two fade routes in this game against Kentucky. One where his technique isn't quite as good as it needs to be, and the other one where it is exactly how it needs to be, and we're going to see the outcome of both plays, and you'll see the difference pretty quickly here. This is a fade route. Now, you would normally like to see this fade route thrown at the front pylon and not quite as far as it is because, see, Metcalf has to leap over the defender with the defender in his chest and being able to play the ball and really has an advantage here based on position. What you'd like to see is the ball thrown a little shallower so that Metcalf could then, when he's ahead of this defender, be able to stop, gather his feet, undercut the defender, and be able to make the leaping catch with the defender to his back rather than to his face. So that's one thing that you'd like to see a little bit different, but most of that's not Metcalf's issue. That's really the quarterback and the placement of the ball. But here's where Metcalf could have done a better job. See how he's going up, and you see it looks like his hands are about to face the ball where he's going to have his fingertips up, but then he's bucket catching the ball. That's where he's got his palms facing the ball while going up. When you have a high throw, you really want to have high hands technique where you have that kind of diamond technique, the thumbs together, the fingertips coming together in like a webbing, and instead he's kind of bucket catching it. And you see a lot of players do this. The problem with this is you can see right here, while he makes contact with the ball, he has to pull the ball away. And because he has to pull the ball away and he's pulling it towards himself, the defender is also going to be able to push that ball and force a situation where Metcalf ends up losing control of it because of the way that he's got that position there. There's really nothing he doesn't have a backstop with his hand to really control that ball, and the ball gets knocked into his helmet and knocked away. So that's the thing that you kind of want to avoid here is if you can catch with your hands in the correct position on a high throw, you can pull the ball away or turn the ball away in a variety of ways, or if the defender hits you, he's hitting it up against your hands rather than through your hands like right there. So that's something he's going to have to be more consistent at. Now, here's the end of the game. 10 seconds left. Fade route. Now it's going to be to the back corner. Look at that. High hands technique. That's exactly where you want it. Now he's able to pull the ball away and control it a lot better. And we're going to get a better look at this in a moment here as we close this up. See how with the hands are high, he's able to catch. He's got a backstop there so that if the defender were able to hit the ball, he'd have more control over it. Now with the defender really in his chest and his shoulder pad, he can actually control it enough to switch the ball to one hand. And that way, it's even away from the defender. So that's the importance of why you want to have the correct technique on a lot of plays, especially in tight coverage. High hands in this situation gives him more control. He can do more things with the ball to keep it away from the defender than if he were trying to scoop it up in a bucket-style catch where the defender can easily knock it out. So it's one of the nice things to see about this is that Metcalf, when it counts late in the fourth quarter, has figured out that he needs to use the correct technique and he corrects his mistake. That's a good sign. That tells you that he's a pretty aware player, that he's someone that learns from some of the issues that plague him earlier in a game, and that he actually knows how to use the correct technique and that he just had a lapse. And in a big moment, he can come down with the ball in even tougher coverage than what he had in the first half on a similar play. So this is an interesting prospect. There's some good things that you're going to like about him, obviously from the physical standpoint, but from a technique and also from just the standpoint of maturity and learning on the fly, those are also tremendous positives that you want to look at. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room, and my site, mattwaldmanrsp.com.